We live.
Shalom. Let's start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawah, BaHaSham, Qadash. For allowing us to be out here another week in the spirit, watching the blood off our own hands. Yahawah is the Lord, who calls God. Yahawashi is his son, the Lord, who calls Jesus Christ. There's no God beside him. Want to give double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of GreatMillStone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit. Shalom to the elect, who the Most High given ears to hear. Get that little scripture about
Gotcha.
Because right now, it's the summertime. The devil knows that everybody's going to be out and about, at different festivals, different cookouts, Memorial Day cookout. You know what I'm saying? This this fest, whatever. Donny Park, Six Flags, all of this, so don't be surprised, which, remember, beginning of last year, as Double Kill Gates said, the next, situation, the next health situation that's coming upon the world is going to be worse than the previous one. Than this current, so they're bringing that back out, which I believe, just talking to the spirit, that's probably why they let these immigrants back over here, right? Which was under the Title 42 incident that they didn't, that in the beginning, Trump didn't allow them over here. Title 42 is basically disallowing them to come into the country because the country that they're coming from has some type of disease, So, what's that? Got that out?
You got it? I can do it. 64 and 6.
Psalm chapter 64, starting verse 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Most High, my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity."
Right? As the devil's doing these things, the Most High is showing us what he's doing. Therefore, when he comes down, it's not a surprise to us. That's why it's important to be in the spirit of Yahawashi, not the spirit of the spirit of the world.
Verse 3, "Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words."
Right, so when the devil comes out, he brings out his legislation, all right, which is basically the NWO. The NWO consists of locking people down, all right, and putting a corroborating. That comes to pass, which it will, all right, despite these different legislations, all right, when that comes to pass, we gotta get on.
Verse 3, "Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?"
Right? So they're out here communing, laying snares privily. Again, going into this 1,000-page, thousand-page legislation, that had to be put in effect through the Obama administration, previous administrations, but now they're coming out. All right? When they come out, when they come out, it's against your trust. All right? Here it is. You know, you might think the devil's being good to you. Just letting you.
Verse 6 says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both on the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is weak.
Right. Remember, the scripture say in Proverbs 12, was that 12 and 10, that the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. All right? So when this devil comes out, it looks like he's actually doing something to help you. He's actually doing it to hurt you. Bad times is coming to this world, but most importantly to your tribes. As we just ran into, you know, he basically casts out his lies, his destruction upon your tribes.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 1. Why standest thou far off, O Yahawah? Why hidest thyself in the times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire and blesses the covetous, whom Yahawah abhorreth.
Read that again.
This is Psalms chapter 10, verse 1. Why standest thou far off, O Yahawah? Why hidest thyself in the times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Right? And these devils going to be taken in the devices that they have imagined, man. BaHaSham, Yahawashi, see right now it's looking like this devil is winning. All right? But the scriptures say, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, he shall lift up a standing. You know, this devil is going to come down so hard that the Most High has to look us up, man. You know, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, he's going to come to a point where he has to do the spiritual power. You know, he has to defend us.
I got something. This is Malachi chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 2. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Right, and that's going to happen in the end of them, like it says in Isaiah 34. You see the end of all this chaos, you know, the end of Esau's reign is nuclear missiles. All right, but now you say in this time, how is it that you love us and you got us going through all this pain? All right, but if somebody grabbed that, was that Psalm 73, and I went into the house of the Lord and I'm still therein. You know, because that's why it's important to go into the house of the Lord. What's the house of the Lord? 1 Corinthians 3 and 16. But we're going to grab this Psalm 73. Somebody grab that 1 Corinthians 3 and 16.
Gotcha.
Got that Psalm 73?
Psalms chapter 73, verse 17 says, until I went to the sanctuary of the Most High. Psalm 73 and 14. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I shall offend against the generation of thy children.
You know, I believe that was King David said in Psalms 116, how you go out there, you know, we speak these words, but it's too, you know, it seems like it's to our detriment. I speak about how, you know, we go about the foolishness of preaching, you know, but BaHaSham, Yahawashi wants to see our faith. You know, he wants to see how much we'll take, all right? And then, at the end of he's going to come and deliver us. Like he said about Yahawashi, he should see the travail in his soul, and he shall be satisfied. You know, so we out here doing foolishness of preaching, as the brother mentioned before, camp in season and out of season. All right, catching rebuke from these demons, these other camps. You know, catching rebuke. You know, Esau constantly taking our page down. You know, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, he sees all that.
Verse 16. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Verse 17. Until I went to the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end.
Right? Until you went to the sanctuary of the Most High. The sanctuary of the Most High is the prophets. Got that?
1 Corinthians 3 and 16 It says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Heavenly Father, and that the Spirit of the Heavenly Father dwelleth in you.
Right, so the men, all right, when Apostle Paul was talking to the disciples, different men of the believers, that they were the temple of the Lord. What the scriptures also say that whether two or three gather in my name, I am in the midst. So you gotta go amongst the prophets to find out the end of these devils. You can't go in the church to find out the end of these devils. All right, you can only find salvation through the Spirit of Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi.
There's also the third temple, which Amalekites trying to build, striving to build. The third temple is spiritual. That's us coming back. It's not a physical building. Read that again.
On.
Know ye, 1 Corinthians 3:16, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Heavenly Father,
Hey, where the temple of the Most High? What?
and that the Spirit of the Heavenly Father dwelleth in you.
Lord dwelling in us. Don't dwell with these devils. Brother just read the scripture a little bit earlier. The Lord said he hated Esau and loved Jacob. So no matter if Esau is in power right now, that don't mean the Most High is with him. The Most High is using him. He's using him to show his power.
Right? And according to the scriptures in the book of Ezra, it speaks about how the Lord's judgment is like the rain. It speaks about how even though there's like no slackness in the first, there's no quickness in the end. So the Most High also works through, as Esau calls it, gradually. But at the end thereof, it's going to be in our favor. It's going to be in his favor. As he always speaks about, he does this not for your sakes, but for his name's sake. Remember, his name is Yahawah, God of Israel.
Right.
Glad that something. The brother had brought up about how the temple of the Lord, or the third temple, is the elect, which is the house of David.
Psalms chapter 60 and verse 1. O Yahawah, thou hast cast us off, thou hast scattered us, and thou hast been displeased. O turn thyself to us again.
Quoting Deuteronomy 32, he said what? That's Hosea 5:15. I will go to my place until they acknowledge their offense. And then I will see what their end shall be. I might be getting the two mixed up, but I know it also says that Deuteronomy 32. The Lord said you're going to see what our end shall be, which is destruction right now. Our end, Jake's end is destruction right now. You got niggas, you know what I'm saying? Niggas are happy to be work husbands. And see some shit like that the other day. Hey, you got shows like RuPaul's Drag Race. This is the end of Jake right now.
Yeah. You mentioned gradualism, and it's also conditioning. And it's great you said that. A little bit earlier, I was having a conversation, and we didn't really realize that Tyler Perry, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, all of them, when they dressed in that woman's attire, that was transforming. It was basically it was conditioning you to accept and transform a behavior. Some of the movies was funny as hell, but when you look at it, it's wicked, man.
This is real quick going into the gradualism, how the Lord's work. 2nd Ezra 5:42. And he said unto me, I would liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there was no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. The judgment is definitely going to come, bro. Spirit. So like there's no slackness of the last, there's no swiftness of the first. Alright, so even though it seems like it's taking long, Yahawah is moving things behind the scenes. But this week, was it the BaHaSham Commission just went to the FDA? They just approved human trials. Yeah, not much.
And you mentioned work spouse thing. This is from Business Insider. It says millennials say it's inappropriate to have a work wife and husband. It says, but most Gen Zers and boomers are cool with it. So fine, because ultimately you can have more than one wife, right? You're a man, as long as that woman doesn't have another husband. But I went to another article,
And yeah, it's going towards men and women. Pretty much it says, Gen Zers and millennials disagree on whether it's appropriate to have a work spouse. It says more than half, here it says, however, fewer than half of Gen Zers and boomers think having a work spouse is inappropriate. So here you go, about half, pretty much half of Gen Z thinks that it's cool to have a work spouse, man. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Adultery is like literally becoming normalized. It's getting worse and worse out of it.
Got a quick reset. Well, this is the book of Romans, chapter 1 and 17. I'll read into it. It says, for therein is the righteousness of the Most High revealed from faith to faith. As it is written, the just shall live by faith. For the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Because that which may be known of the Most High is manifested in them, for the Most High hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. It says, because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. All right, getting to the point. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and creepy things. Wherefore the Most High also gave them to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Right? So at this point in time, this is why I bet I can guarantee if you look it up, at this point in time, this is the height of all diseases is happening. The Most High is telling you, according to their own cleanness, he gave them up to that.
Yep. It says, and change the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like a corruptible man. This is what men do. The scriptures also say men sought out many devices.
Oh, that's the spirit, because even the apostle Tahar, he did a 2.5-hour lesson going into how you have what's it over there in the IUIC, they deal with, they dealing with other men's wives and shit like that, man. And this is what Jake looks at as a pinnacle of this, as a pinnacle of the Bible. This is a man who I should be teaching. I should be learning.
Right. It says, let's jump down back to 25. It says, who changed the truth of Yahawah into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.
Right? It says Steve. Steve who has the spirit of Satan. That's what changed the truth from one side to a lie.
Yeah. Ultimately, the damn devil. The wicked. Because what they're doing with their mind control, what you should know what mind control is. Look it up if you don't know. The mountain that's governed over all of us, they create laws, which the scriptures talk about unrighteous decrees. And when they pass these laws, they make it seem like it's okay. The people eat it up. Since it's a law on it, then they say it's okay. The behavior of modes and transformers is not okay. The mind control is not God, man. Okay? They are not the Heavenly Father. See, the laws here were written for our learning. And that's why the Lord written in Jude, he said, for all these that shall live made that as an example of God's word. Because the Lord already told us in the scriptures things that happened even in the past. They are an example. They are an example for what an ungodly man and the punishment that he will receive.
So the book of Jude, verse 7, says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh.
What is that? What's strange flesh? Because it's not normal. It's not natural. You look at the animals. You look at the fishes in the ocean. You look at the birds. You look at the beasts. They all do what's ordered. What was ordered from above. They have no confusion when it comes to them having birth or giving birth or making to give birth. But man sought out many different devices, man, because of the wicked, man.
Right? So, are set forth for an example.
See, set forth for an example, talking about Sodom and Gomorrah and the 5 cities in like manner. It wasn't just Sodom and Gomorrah, also the cities rounded about. This place was destroyed with fire and brimstone. Fire that came from the heavens, man. And it's a fact. Because even Eve, with his documentaries, all you gotta do is dig them up, start searching. They went over there to see if it was true. And come to find out it's true. See, one thing that this devil did when he got into power, his drive was to see was the word of the Most High is true. So digging up artifacts, being a marineologist, going into the waters, getting into these lands, they realized that they discovered that the word of the Most High is true. It's evident, man. But it's just dumbass Jake that's in society. You're in this fucking la-la land. You don't have no truth. You don't have no understanding. And then you despise the truth. It's that deep. It's Jake. It's amazing, man. See the Lord's people and these niggas are lost like that. But here it is, Esau, he already knows the truth. That's why he does the opposite. You know, Elder Prophet Lamar always bring it out. In order to tell a lie, you must know the truth. So they know.
Are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. What you think coming on Babylon and Great?
With the gutter side, with the front floor, I sleep with the gutter.
What you think is going to happen to Babylon the Great? It's prophesied that this place is going to go out with fire. All right? There's no more nuclear fire. And look what we're in right now, man. We're approaching the World War III. Armageddon. Armageddon, baby. Like, think we crazy. You know? Well, that's just something we're looking for. You know? You call us crazy, you're crazy. You better read Revelation, the 21st chapter. Go ahead,
It's inevitable, so might as well, you know, like there's no point in like moping about it or trying to feel sad or let's find another way. It's the Lord's will, so might as well, you know. It's almost like when you want to get into a pool and shit, you're like dipping your toe in the water. Might as well dive in, because there ain't no choice.
Brother had spoke about like who had changed the truth of God into a lie. Well, I got the answer for that right here. This is Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 20. Again, when a righteous man turned from his righteousness and committed iniquity, and I lay his stumbling block before him, he shall die. All right, and that's the point. You know, the Most High laid his stumbling block. The Most High laid his stumbling block, you know, because he wants to kill you. All right, somebody watch up right here. I just grabbed it. Right, this is Ezekiel chapter 14. I was talking to somebody about this earlier. Right? Most High created death. He said, I create life and death. You know? He created the wicked with destruction. This is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9.
You got zoom in on
The
it, man.
prophet means, you can grab that up.
So Ezekiel chapter 14 verse 9 says, and if the prophet be deceived, when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet.
Right. You know, I believe I was trying to look for it earlier, but the brother you want to talk about this in the book of Samuel, where you had the priest Eli, all right, and his 2 sons were doing some wickedness in the temple, and the scriptures speak about how the Lord basically allowed them not to hearken unto the counsel because the Lord wanted to kill them. You know, so the Lord can put a heavy error point so you don't argue. All right? Hey, look how long our apostles and elders been out there and their elders, and you still have a lot of people that, you know, they'll say, I'm gonna say y'all, this my grandmother told me about you. What you doing, man? Why you not, you know, why you turn to the Lord? All right? Because the Most High wants to kill you.
Isaiah 66 and 4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer.
Right. Most High will choose your delusion, man. The fact that we could be out here bringing out this truth, bring out the Bible, like you might say one curse word, that's what they'll harken on. All right, more than everything else we say, because the Most High chose you delusion. All right, it says that was that Peter's, you know how the Yahawashi is the stumbling block, man. What he calls it something to stumble.
And that's why the scriptures say if a man esteem himself to be wise, to pretty much humble himself and say that he knows nothing. Because you got a lot of these so-called know-it-alls that'll actually start trying to combat the word or the spirit of what's being spoken about, completely going off topic. They're, you know, diverting, thinking that they're too smart, but that's actually a delusion. Let me just finish the verse. Their fears, I will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. So that even applies to a lot of these false prophets, that they can't see that the MOTVs, to see him, for example, they want to combat the Most High's word because of pride and ego. So the Most High is actually going to choose the delusions. It's going to put that spirit on them that they're going to submit to this MOTV because they went against the words of the Heavenly Father. They try to take away from the word, and they're going against the word of the prophets, the pastors that the Most High appointed. So they're actually doing evil. They think that what they're doing is no big deal, or it's just a difference in doctrine, but they're doing evil in the side of the Most High, and that's why the Most High is going to choose the delusion to put that. So they take that mark and they be destroyed for it. It's not bad.
Yeah, something we got.
This is John 12th chapter and verse 40. It says, "He," talking about Yahawah, "hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, as I should do."
And you know, it's a scary thing walking with Yahawashi and Yahawashi, because any day any one of us could be like that. You know, that's why we humble ourselves. And you know, I believe one of the brothers had just quoted it: "If any man thinketh himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself." You see, the only thing we have is the grace of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. Any day, you know what I'm saying? Any given time, Yahawashi and Yahawashi cause you to trip. All right, we got that up.
This is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, "Wherefore it is contained in the scripture, Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded."
Right? And you know, a chief cornerstone, you look it up, a cornerstone is very, it's got to be very superior, and everything else has to be built on that. If it's not built on that, you know, then the building won't be built up. You know, so just bringing that out to prove that everybody's not going to have it. You're going to have to go to one particular man. You know, Yahawashi, which Yahawashi left and down here on earth, that you shall follow.
Verse 7. "Unto you therefore which believe, he is precious. But unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner, and a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed."
Right? Because every time Yahawashi spoke, somebody was getting cut. Every time Yahawashi spoke, somebody was getting cut. So that's Yahawashi, and that's the men of the Lord. You see, they hate us for bringing out these words, you know, because there's no rebuttal. They have their pain, so we have the facts. We Yahawashi. Right? If you have a standard, then why are you not following that standard?
That's proof that he comes in the volume of the book, because the word is a double-edged sword, and so is Yahawashi.
Yeah.
It says, Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12, "The word of the Most High is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart." See, that's also going to show you, like,
brothers is bringing out, when stuff comes up for us, we gotta truth. There's a lot of people want to fight brothers, want to harm brothers. This word it hurts. It hurts more than any type of other disrespectful thing someone in the world could say to somebody. The word really, makes people to the point where they harm you, killing you. But they ain't say, no possible law, it's good. Right? Stuff to break out. So, ain't no, yeah.
Going out First Peter 2.
First Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood.
Go to verse 8 again.
First Peter 2 and 8. And a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed.
Right, now somebody look up the word appointed. No. You see, some people actually appointed stumble at the scriptures. Also prove that the Lord doesn't love everybody. Because the Lord loved everybody. Why would he trip some people up? Well, you got it.
Yeah. This is the definition of appointed. It says, of a time or place decided on beforehand, designated, and the similars is arranged, decided, agreed, established, chosen, ordained. Yeah.
Right. So again, going into how the scripture saying was that Sarat, how the works of the Lord are 2 and 2. Because according to the book of Peter, I believe it's 1 Peter 1 and 1, where it speaks about the elect that were foreordained before the world even made. But then you have the wicked, 2/3 that were ordained before the world was even made as well. So where it was a certain point in time, like we go into John 6 chapter, they would walk with the Lord, and then some that the Lord would say, they would get offended at it and keep it moving.
I got Jeremiah 5 verse 14. Wherefore thus saith the Lord power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people void, and it shall devour it. Going back to how we bring this word out, it burns these people up, man. These 2/3. And it's because it reminds me of the scripture, how it says, the wise man, he loves rebuke, but rebuke not a scorner, lest he hate thee. That's the paraphrase. And pretty much a scorner begins to scorn. Right, on etymology, it says scorn, feeling or attitude of contempt. So pretty much a scorner is like somebody, ninjas with attitudes, man. So you try and rebuke a ninja with an attitude, and of course he's gonna hate you for it, man. Right? And that's Jake's problem. And that comes with pride. So you can't be a part of this truth if you prideful. The Lord's gonna immediately or one way or another, eventually he's gonna get rid of you, man. If you prideful. And that goes back to how the Lord said about King David. In 1 Samuel 16:7, how the Lord doesn't look on the inward. The Lord looks like it. The Lord doesn't look on the outward appearance, but on the inward. So the Lord looks at people's spirits, man, characters, personality, right? And if you got any pride or the Lord ain't feeling you, then this word is going to be against you, man, and it's going to burn you up.
So Rod, with Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 17, verse 16. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. BaHaSham Yahawashi may have a brother come across the truth at the same time where brother, you might have somebody walking past the truth or walking past brother's teaching, and the brother might be cursing out. He might be saying something that's against you, know? And are you gonna come into the fold, or you gonna, you know,
Just make sure the phone.
be offended? As you say, by and by he's offended. All right. This truth is like fire, man. You know, you try to walk into it. All right. So as scripture say, some walk through it and get burnt, some walk through it and get purified. All right. And it says to bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with the discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. You know, this even goes for us in the truth. You know, as brothers always say, you know, how you got to fast and pray, you level up, you ask the Lord for gifts, but it comes with a lot of pain. You know, but the Lord wants to see if you truly want it.
Like, you can't just be in this truth and like brainlessly. You know, the Lord requires certain things in this truth. He even said, you know, that he requires us to be a soldier. You know, please him that have chosen us to be a soldier. So if you're not even trying to look after discipline, then you can't be a part of this truth either. You know, and Apostle Bar's lesson that pretty much the walk he did, you know, that walk he taught, put the scripture up on there on 1 Corinthians 9:27. The New Living Translation goes how you have to the Apostle Paul said he disciplines himself like an athlete. So if you know, looking for just to live a pleasurable life, you know, you're prideful, the Lord ain't gonna rock with you, man. You're not gonna really be increased. So the Lord requires certain things of being in this truth that we gotta work on, man, like a craft. It's beautiful, man. You know, even Kobe Bryant, man, he had a little one of them shorts on YouTube, and he said he never got invited to parties and stuff like that. You know, and there's no surprise there because he lived in like Lower Marion. That's like rich, snobby Edomites, you know. So he said he never got invited to parties, so he said, fuck it, he'll just go to the gym by himself and shoot and get up shots. And look how great he became, man. So we literally sacrifice it. Not even that we're not even invited, but we sacrifice it just to instead of getting up shots in the gym, but to grow with Yahawashi, man.
And the word discipline is disciple. The same word. So showing that you have to be disciplined during that stage of being a disciple. So you're ready. So you become a man of the Most High. So be sent forth. Basically like you know, like a bird, you know, she raises her young and then they're ready to leave the nest. So that's basically the same thing with the apostle. He's ready to get sent out, sent forth. He has to be disciplined. He has to go through this rigorous training, so to speak.
Yeah, I got something. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 5. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall perceive thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Excuse me, preserve. So I can read that again. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thou getting, get understanding.
Right? Yahawashi and Yahawashi equipped the elect with special gifts. Somebody actually get into that, John 6, you know, where disciples told Yahawashi, where shall we go? You know, because some were cut, I think the Lord said, and some was like, man, where I'm gonna go? Every place else they tried, you know, every other wisdom, they seemed to fail in the spirit of Yahawashi that came up against them. And he's like, where shall we go?
Yeah, we're going to finish it off. Proverbs 4 and 8, exhort her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou doest embrace her. She shall give thee to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory shall she deliver to thee.
You know, this is why the elect men in the Lord is going to be his fine gold, man. Not just anybody. It's like, you think about dudes you went to school with, they're not thinking about wisdom, you know, knowledge, understanding, faith, pleasing the Lord. They just trying to like chase that picket fence, man. Bullshit. You know, but us as men of the Lord, we seeking after true wisdom, man. After the favor of the Lord. This is why we're going to be his fine gold. Well, like Yahawashi said, if we endure to the end, man.
You know, it's beautiful. Even the Apostle Gabar, he always mentions how, in his truth, you got to realize that nothing stays the same. So you're actually supposed to level up as time goes on. That's why you're supposed to exalt wisdom at all times. As the scriptures say, unless a man order himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall be soon overthrown. You see, before, you know, he might chill out throughout the rest of the week, right? Just one video here and there. And now it's required for you to do a video a day. Now it's required, see the positive on 2-3 videos a day. I want to show you that as time goes on, you're supposed to get better.
Right, man. Like you say, like, fight the good fight of faith, man. So if we ain't afraid, the opponent ain't gonna just stand still. He's gonna try and level up too. That's what you're saying. And we see him passing all these laws, man. We see things getting worse out here. So Satan is pretty much he trying to level up too. That's why in Ephesians 6th chapter it said, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, man, that we may be able to withstand the wiles of the devil." So even these six-pack Joes, they get more demons on them. Our people get more demons on them. So we're supposed to be leveling up in this fight, just like how spiritual demon Satan is, man.
Yeah, it's important to level up because it's your faith. We're all going to need greater faith than what we have now. Not faith. But when your faith is tested, are you going to have faith? The scriptures talk about gold tried in the fire. What is it? The furnace of adversity. You want to be a piece of gold. And spiritual powers is coming to brothers with great faith. Because remember what Yahawashi told the disciples. He said, they asked the Lord, they said, can you strengthen our faith? And he said, if you had faith,
As a grain of a mustard seed?
grain of a mustard seed, that's one. But it's also, he said, if you can tell the sycamore tree to be removed and cast into the sea, it will obey you, roughly paraphrasing. And that's without doubt. Faith is so powerful. Nothing is impossible to Yahawashi. We believe in the higher power that governs the universe. So if you truly have faith and not doubt, nothing is impossible. With Yahawashi.
Just to land back what brother said about how everything is increasing, that this stuff was increasing, we're supposed to increase too. We're gonna need that exalted level of faith. How brother said, even the spiritual powers coming on the earth, we're gonna need that exalted level of faith to combat the exalted level of demons that are coming up on the earth. In these last days, we're gonna see a higher level of demons. I don't know if brother saw Russell Crowe movie on the Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for brothers. It's a pretty good movie. But just a particular scene that just showing one of the priests didn't have enough faith, and that demon pretty much just tossed his ass. So it's just going to show that we're gonna have to have an exalted level of faith to be able to battle certain demons out here. If you don't have a high level of faith, the demons that are going to be coming upon the earth in the last days are going to destroy you. They're going to lead you to temptation. They're going to lead you to do abominable shit, you know?
Not to cut you off, but remember what Apostle Paul said in Romans, what's that, 8:35 on down? He said the love separates from the love of the Lord. You can get that real quick, right?
Yeah, right here. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 35. It says, who shall separate us from the love of Yahawashi? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword?
Right, that's all going through adversity. Different ways of adversity.
Like demons and spirits, like those spirits, those energies.
That's my point. So go ahead.
It says, who also maketh insurrection for us? Salaki, verse 36. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter.
Fuck that too. That makes a lot of sense because you gotta think about scripture saying Ephesians 6 of wrestling not against flesh and blood, but against principalities in high places. The more stronger demons, and the closer we get to the end, the more stronger demons are gonna fuck with us. The reason why these demons are stronger is because Esau Edom is actually getting stronger in his weakness. So it makes a lot of sense. We gotta be stronger.
It says, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. For we are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more conquerors than him that love us.
Right, because Paul mentioned a lot of things that are bringing through all the different ways of adversity. One thing is the spirit. And you might, if you don't have this truth, these last days, because we are in the latter days, in these last days, the time of Jacob's trouble, the Lord gonna have apparitions, spirits floating across you, You know, you might even see something that looked like a human, but it's actually through a spirit. And these things can lie to you because we know through the accounts, you know, the Lord can put a lying spirit on a certain man just to be destroyed. That's why you got to fear Yahawah, man. You know, so if you don't have this word, then you are open up to demons, man. You don't have no strength, you don't have no faith, you ain't gonna make it. That's why Yahawashi says, shall you find faith on the earth? The answer is yes, but it's with a small remnant. You know?
Real quick, Psalm 69 and 22. Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. So this word that's supposed to be for your goodness, for your salvation, is like basically, you know, your lifeboat, your life raft. You're out here drowning. The Most High is throwing you that raft, but instead it's going to be to destroy you because you denied it, you rejected it.
Yeah, that's like in Proverbs, first chapter, the Lord said, let them bear the fruit of their own way. You know, because since you didn't want to take counsel of the Lord, you said that no, all the Lord's counsel. Well, it's in Proverbs, the first chapter, it's like, I hate to use the word, but the Lord said they're going to eat the fruit of their own way. Let their fruit see if they get through the times of trouble. That's what we're going to read. So they're like,
Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets.
that's where we at. We're in the streets. Go ahead.
She cried in the chief place of concourse,
Right. Go ahead.
in the openings of the gates.
The openings of the gates where people go in and out. This is a marketplace. This is where the prophets of old prophesied. Not in the, well, and sometimes they prophesied in the temple. You know, Apostle Paul did many times. But really, the Lord said to hit those highways and byways, come out in the streets, in the openings of the gates, which is the market, right? Because this is where Jake is at. You know, Lord, okay, go ahead, slide.
In the openings of the gates in the city, she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Key word, fools. They hate knowledge, man. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity, man? See, the Lord is trying to wake his people up. But here it is, only the elect is going to get it. So really, the Lord is only for the elect. But guess what? You're still Israelites, because the Lord has an election of an elect. But here it is, ain't no code. Jake walk up and down, you know, doing as they please. They don't consider until shit hit the fan. You know how stereotype of Jake, he always late. You know, right at the last minute, you want to get right. It's going to be too late. Go ahead.
Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and you refuse, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
How did the Lord call? He called through the mouth of his prophets. He sent you forth prophets and men, all right, anointed men that can study and discipline to become disciples, to be apostles, to be sent away, sent out. And here it is, he giving these men to be taught so that you can learn. But you said that no, boy, is counsel, right? The Lord speaks through the mouth of the prophets. You know, right?
I will make known my words unto you.
He said he will make known his words unto you. You would know this book. You're supposed to seek the face of the Lord. The face of the Lord is the book. It's the Bible. You're supposed to know this Bible like you know the back of your hand, like tying your shoes, man. You know, you're supposed to meditate in the precepts and commandments, the laws. This stuff you're supposed to meditate in. You were supposed to be brought up and raised up into this. You know?
The true definition of religion means bound. That's supposed to be a real religion. That's what the Israelites are bound to, this word. But they give us all these false religions because they want us bound to Satan.
That's why the scriptures say how this the curses shall be on our people for a sign and for a sign and for a wonder. So therefore you can ask. The Lord said, well, I will go into my hand. I will go into my place until they acknowledge their offense. You're supposed to be asking, you know what I'm saying, why is your family like this? Why is your people so fucked up?
Why are you living in these conditions? Why all these things going against you? Because you're going off. Matter of fact, in the book of Deuteronomy 28, it talks about the first verse, it's about the 15th verse, the blessings. The Lord said if you keep his laws and statutes and commandments, you will be blessed. And then from the 15th verse down to the 68th verse, it's all a bunch of curses. And the Lord said if you break these laws, then all these curses will come upon you. So this is what you're supposed to do right now. Get right back with the Lord, man. Hey,
Man, and when you read that chapter in the spirit, with the real spirit, and you're really concentrating and meditating and envisioning what you're reading, how the apostles always say to do, you could see that chapter go from like a bright sunny day to darkness,
yeah.
right around the 15th verse.
Yeah.
Like it went from beauty to like shit, like
But
the
you,
bottom.
you notice from the 15, 16, 68 verse, it's many curses. Then it all
More than the blessings, yeah.
Because blessings is simple. It's simple. You know, but those curses are so many ways of evil, so many different ways of committing sin and transgressing the law. You got to cover those things. And that's why Paul's writings are very important for us today. Unlike certain Israelite groups, like Sakari and them, who can't stand Paul's writings. Paul's writings was hey, especially the book of Hebrews, and he mentioned about his humble opinion. You know, and his humble opinion was perfect for us to understand and judge in situations. Because you got to understand, he was a light to the Gentiles. We all became Gentiles. We all fell away. And now we're brought back. So here it is, he was teaching Gentiles, those that was knew that they was Israelites, that they kept the law, they knew who they were. Paul had to deal with many different situations, man. How do you handle these situations? You're supposed to be a judge. That's why, what is it, 1 Corinthians 6, he said, be unworthy to judge the smallest matters. Do ye not know that we shall judge angels? You know, I'm roughly paraphrasing. You know?
I got to read something quick, going back to the question. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
There's nobody to blame but yourself. All the hell that you're going through is your fault. It's your fault, because you can't blame the Most High for putting this upon you, because this is what you reap, bro. You reap what you sow. If you know better, you will do better. Read that again.
Isaiah chapter Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths.
Hey, you know, it's a problem that it's so hard to just do right. It's so hard to strive in righteousness. We ain't perfect. None of us are. But why is it so hard just to strive in righteousness? Like it's like you got certain Jake that think it's a burden. Oh my God, it's a Sabbath. You know, like I can't do that. You know, Jake, that's sad. It's sad. And then you wonder why you catching all this hell and why these demons on your ass. You know, you invite that shit on you, you open up that door. Demons gonna do their job, man. That's why it's important that the scriptures say, seek the Lord while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near. You gotta come back. Mike in Baruch 6 chapter. Go ahead.
It says, stand in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? Walk therein.
You can't be because Jake, this is because Jake, they don't have no knowledge of the truth anymore. And you soak up with this world, this man, this devil gave you in this society. You can't be thinking that you want a blessing from the Lord, but then you ain't gonna do right. Because what it talks about in Sirach, how when you sin, when you get sick, it's because you sin. You see, and in order to the Lord to heal you, you gotta repent from your sin, and then hopefully the Lord will deliver you. Then it says, go see a physician, go see an herbalist, somebody to deal with the herbs, a physician that can heal you, and put them prayers up, and the Lord will heal you from whatever it is. But the purpose before all that is that because you sinned, you went off. Whatever you're doing, whether you paying for sins in this life or even your past life. So it's important to wake up to the Lord, man. But you got Jake, damn, they want blessings of the Lord, they want this, but then they're gonna be a iniquity. They're gonna do some evil shit to somebody else, but then you want the Lord to comfort you. Don't make sense. Don't make sense, man.
1 John 5:3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Not grievous, man. It's not a burden. The commandments are actually to help you govern your flesh so that you are not a heathen. You don't act like the other nations. See, the other nations, they're heathens, man. The Lord didn't give them all statutes and commandments. said he had chosen one people, a special people unto himself, which are the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. You know, those are his people. So if you're not doing what the Lord said to do, then to the Lord, to him, you're a heathen. You're a Gentile, man. See, we're no longer Gentiles. We were being a Gentile in this frame of mind, but we're no longer Gentiles. We got the word. We got the truth now. You know?
Proverbs 8:35. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord.
Favor. That's a key word. Favor. Find favor of the Lord. Find favor. I want favor. The Lord show me some favor. You know? Especially in the time of trouble, man. This shit start hitting the fan. Jake out here bugging the fuck out. Like brothers bringing out earlier, how they open these, that bill expired. Now you got a lot of Issachar rights, you got a lot of Moabites coming over here. You know, you got to see what's going on in New York, man. I saw a video, he was telling the brother in New York, they got like houses for families. And then because those Issachar rights, the Mexicans coming over here, right? The government paid for them to stay in these places, but they wilding the fuck out. They got children 9, 10 years old, drunk, drinking. You had parents that they signed themselves out of the building and then left their children in. Then when you go inside the rooms, it's nasty, filthy. And then they hit the streets. Then I saw an article how they robbing stores now. So that, you know, it's gonna get real hectic there. And you gotta understand the poor, man. They poor. Why you think King Solomon said, if I was rich, I would forsake the Lord. If I was poor, I would still. Because when you ain't got shit, you gonna take something. And so you got a lot of them over here, and they you know, they only giving them what so much. They gave them a room, they gave them a place to stay, but you know, they niggas, man. They niggas. They just getting drunk, and you gotta see the video. They all out there stumbling, and it's a whole bunch, man. Watch, New York is gonna start complaining.
Same thing is going on in Chicago. They didn't give many houses. A lot of them are still on the streets, man. They just out on the streets on lobbies, certain hotels, businesses and all that. Yeah, man. But check how, you know, when the people from Ukraine came over here, they have to go through any of that.
Right. Yeah. That's all you need Israelites, man. See, and we see through the spirit that Issachar coming over here like that is two things, man. Some of them going to be the elect, few of them, right? And also nuclear destruction. Because this is a graveyard. America is a graveyard, man. Alright? It's a graveyard according to the Bible, man. Bible prophecy. This is Babylon the Great, which is going to be on fire. Matter of fact, a lake of fire, as the scripture says. So really, why would you want to build here on a graveyard? It's falling. The angels say falling, that great city, Babylon. You know, it's done.
When Esau conquered Gad and the tribes and had them in the reservation, you know, came from the fire water, you know. So for here, for your oppression, for your pain, for you practically destroy yourself, it's the same way that they got to set up in the hood. You know, every 2 blocks, the liquor store. Every other block, a fake church to make you want to go to the liquor store. So this whole place is being set up like the reservation, especially if they starting with already our so-called unemployment problem, no jobs, the grind and ceasing. They're letting in all of these jakes in a desperate state for the sake of the purge, to bring this shit, make this shit a one big ass reservation, people killing each other.
Another thing too, a lot of the Chinese people are coming over here as well. Yeah, Florida. And so you can already see the build-up. Terrorists. T-word. You know? But we don't know this, we don't know that. And everybody going, and this is their way of bringing forth that, what's the word? This is their way of executing their NWO, to bring in this new way of living. Order out of chaos. That's exactly what it is.
And the American people are so stupid that they don't know which way is up, because now they're asking for Trump back. Where before it was like, oh, Biden, this and that, because Trump was a problem. And notice how they're still all in league, one and the same, because that same Trump narrative from before is going to be used now, that all of these Issachar rights and all these so-called immigrants are a bunch of terrorists. Look at what they're doing on the streets. So still, the Trump narrative is going to come back. And how to push that MOTB. Like, look, we have all these strangers in the land. We don't know who's who. For our own safety, we're going to need to take this seat.
They already put did the impeachment for Joe Biden.
Yeah. The same shit.
It's crazy.
Sirach 14, 6 and 7, it says, there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he do good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So he's bringing them over here, preparing to give them refuge, really for
Right.
all out chaos.
Yeah. And the main thing, that's see him. That's see him. Because what they're going to have to do, when shit get real hectic, they're going to have to identify. They're going to start throwing that word around. Identification, identify. They have to identify everybody. And meanwhile, at the same time all this is happening, they already looking to press the reset on the dollar bill and bring that into a digital currency. So really, we're just closer to the actual switch. Because what they campaign, what was Joe Biden's campaign? The Great Reset. What's the WEF? The Great Reset. So we're close to the actual reset.
It's a whole continent and they made one big concentration camp.
Remember this devil Donald Trump, he had took I don't know if brothers remember that, but he took a picture of it was him and a bunch of congressmen, and he was like, what is this? He was like the calm before the storm. So now we see what the storm is, and I think we did a lesson on how somebody stole 60,000 tons of explosives from a train going from Ohio to California. And mind you, Esau's not talking about the train derailments no more either.
Right. They never really blew it up though. On the news. You got to get that information on alternative news. You get it on the fluff news. What's his name? Green, AMT Green or something. I got something. We have more than that, right?
Yeah, but it says, verse 7, Jeremiah 6 and 17. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. Therefore hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected. Kind of going back to that Proverbs, the first chapter, all right? Because basically, you're not listening to what the prophets of the Lord are speaking unto. Because why? We're the Lord's mouthpiece, man. Here to bring you the inside of the news. Everything else is talking about the derailments, going on politics, money getting stolen, bombs getting stolen. Here it is that Jake don't want to hear things like that. Jake is worried about, the next color purple and shit. All right, the next fucking white man can't jump. Which I had conversations about shit like that with my family. I'm like, this is what interests you. This is your way of thinking. Jake is low. Jake is low when it comes to knowledge, but they're not stupid. The thing is that they just love to be ignorant and not wanting to know. And that's the thing with them. And that's why the Lord's going to reject you, reject knowledge, man.
Yeah, it's also too in the news. And it's a lot of things that they're talking about, but you don't know what's true and what's not. But either way, we know this place is circling the drain, man. And South Africa, Brother Seaman, I don't know the guy's name. I forgot his name. I don't know his status, but he was speaking to his people, South Africans, and he was saying that it's going to be in the next 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks is going to be a 10-day lights out. 10-day blackout. And that's been also been on notice here in America because you had the WEF Kyle Slobbs. He mentioned about something greater coming than that's going to make CO 2020 look like it's going to look like a I don't know, it's going to walk in the park. Yeah, there you go. There's something that's supposed to come down the pipe is supposed to be so more drastic than what we went through in 2020. And that's from the WEF Kyle Slobbs.
I just want to also mention that ever since the C to the O to the B to the I to the B, ever since that happened, after somehow it just disappeared and everybody just acted like it never happened. All right, they've been saying throughout this whole entire time, something's crazy is gonna happen, something's crazy is gonna happen, something's crazy is gonna happen. But here it is, you people are just don't care. And maybe it is, and of course it's just a setup from the so-called white man. At the end of the day, you people just don't care. You just don't care at all,
Hey, somebody go back
1. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit. Proverbs 1 and 29. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord.
2/3. They hated knowledge and they did not choose what?
The fear of the Lord.
The fear of the Lord. We're supposed to have godly fear. If you ain't got godly fear, it's impossible to please Him. You know, you're supposed to fear the Lord. Without faith, it's impossible to please Him. That shows you don't got faith. Because without faith, it's impossible to please Him.
You know, you can tell the spirit of Israel now, just look at the ISUPK. He's the one that's supposed to, he's the one that's supposed to learn the Bible from. So if they fucked up, how much more, you know, in all 2/3 shit, so how much more the people that don't even attempt to pick up the Bible, read the Bible or so on and so forth.
That should look like a setup to demonize brothers. Because you know both those groups got sellout leaders.
Yeah. And why would you know, my thing is, why would you keep recording that shit?
No, real quick, just look up on YouTube. Niggas love to not know. And that's my man, Chris Rock. And it literally tapped right into that scripture. Mate, read that again. Hey, look it up. It's called Niggas Love to Not Know.
For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord.
Real quick, just like Chris Rock said, he said the nigga, it's nothing more than the nigga love than to not know something, man. And then when you ask him like, oh, what's the capital? I forgot he said it. What's the capital of Zimbabwe? He's like, I don't know that shit, man.
Right.
And he was proud of it. And he said, I'm keeping it real. So like the scripture say, they hated knowledge, man. And that's niggas.
That's what like Yahawah said, didn't he? He said, we man, knowledge or something like that. Wisdom before
Wisdom,
knowledge.
wisdom.
That nigga said
Wisdom
something
is power.
Using wisdom is for a coward. But now you disrespecting our forefathers, man. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, King David. You disrespecting all the great and notable men of the Lord, right? Abraham, when he came to that certain city, he said that he told his wife to tell him that that's his sister. He didn't say, this is my wife, I dare somebody look at my wife, man. He said, if you don't say that you're my sister, then they gonna kill me. But that's the same guys that said, if you're not smoking weed and you ain't a part of ISUPK, what the fuck is you doing with your life? Right. And that's the same exact camp that said, the only way that Chris Rock will make it even and make it right is that he has to fuck Will Smith's wife. So come on, man.
I can't even understand why Esau even gave that nigga money. Why did you think that dude General Yahawah to sell out? He ain't deceiving at all. He's just a straight up nigga. Yeah. Nigga. You know, like why would he give him hey, you know, just spirit
He looked like the appetite.
you know, that them dudes sold out, man. That dude sold out. He had to, like, you know, ain't got the food, but believe that. Look at his actions, man. But why would you think about it? Why would he give that nigga money? He can't deceive. Who the fuck is he deceiving? I mean, you gotta be on a global level to be over there in ISUPK.
Hey, the bigger the debt, the higher the rate.
You got a lot of
A lot of con.
Bigger the debt, the higher the
He's making it the new jail ring.
bigger the debt.
I got something. This is John chapter 3 and verse 18. He that believeth on me is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already.
You see, real quick, just add back to ISUPK, man. A lot of dudes go to ISUPK or IYC because they get a fucking pack of Happy Meal with it, man. Because he said that too. He said, come get you a wife, come get you a job, come to the ISUPK. That's a Happy Meal. So that's a little package deal that they'll have. Meanwhile, GMS, you're getting straight truth, man. So a nigga be like, a wife, a job, brotherhood, something to do, shit. All right, bet. Why not?
That's how you get that government funding. That's part of the 501c3 charter. You got to do shit for the so-called community. So that's why he's not gathering men of the Lord. He's just gathering coupons, pretty much. Because the same way that the person pop kids to use them as coupons, is the same way General Yahawah is gathering kind to like pretty much, get that government funding. Like, you're doing programs for full of shit, bro. Who's not gonna lynch that motherfucker?
It's John chapter 3 and verse 18. He that believeth on me, on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world.
Hey, that's a cut on Nick. That whole the heads thereof. Because he talked about going into the name. He said, remember the video he did, he said, you know what Nick or something? He said, when they say, BaHaSham, you know what I'm saying? Like he dissing the Heavenly Father's name. You really don't got faith in that name. You say that you can call on the Lord whatever you want to say, and whatever name, that shows you don't have faith in his name. Read that again, read that again. That's a cut, man.
And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light.
They love the carnalness of this world more than the actual truth. They love living in sin than they actually living in righteousness. You know, because sin has been promoted. Sin is everywhere. Meaning to do wickedly and to transgress the Heavenly Father's laws is so easy to do today. Because it promotes you to do it. You know? And then when you do it, you get rewarded. You get rewarded for being a wicked man. That's why stupid ninjas, women, men that want to become rappers, you got a lot of the dumb ones, they all, you got to do a whole level if you want to be a rapper in this society, in this world. And I mean going to get signed, trying to be in Hollywood, talk about that. All right? So these people, you got some of them, you got reports where they literally will try to sell their own soul. They'll kill a cat. They'll try to kill their moms. What they do. One dude named, what's the name? Juvenile. Brothers ain't heard about Juvenile. He had a daughter from, his baby mother. And his baby mother had an older son and another daughter, an 11-year-old. I think he had a 5-year-old. The oldest son had a fight with the moms because she was fussing at him because he was bringing some girls in the house. So she was checking them and shit. And his mom was a cop. So he took her pistol, blew her head off, went upstairs, shot his 11-year-old sister, and then went to the 5-year-old sister, kissed her on the forehead, and shot her in the chest. Well, it's not his son, but that's the son of his baby mother from another man. Yeah, he had a daughter by her. 5-year-old daughter. Like, you got to be crazy. I remember Elder Pastor Sahar, he put up a clip in, I think it's from Atlanta, where the dude was having a shootout with his father.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it just shows you the level of these people in it, man. Change. It's crazy. He had to be like 20, 18, 20, 22.
That's why the scriptures talk about like when you see that around puberty, that he's already or he can be held accountable. You teach him enough. If he's a rebellious son, he continue to bring him over to the elders, and the whole town's supposed to stone him. And then if we actually, which seems brutal, right? But if we actually practice shit like that, we wouldn't have situations like that. The little demons grow up to take out the whole family, right? Because you nipped that shit in the bud when you saw him evil as a child.
We had this guy, this Virginia rapper, Egyptian, with an X, says he shoots his brother and sister, then he pretty much dropped the music video after that. Yeah, it happened not too long ago.
I don't know if you guys remember years ago when this one kid and his homeboys, they wound up killing his mother, and he took the insurance money from the mother. He spent it on his homeboys, and they got like thousands of dollars of her health insurance.
How can you kill your own parents like that? That's fucking crazy, man. You gotta have demons on that.
That important technique on like that's the devil.
Yeah.
But with that little kid that killed his mom, he was going to buy something on Amazon. And his spirit was out. Hey, all that shit is happening. We in the new covenant though, right?
Yeah, right.
Yo, I got something real quick.
Oh, wait, I can finish this real quick. My bad, Salaki. It says, because their deeds were evil, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. Going back to that Proverbs. It says, last verse, it says, but he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in Yahawah.
You know, real quick, man, like them doing evil, they don't want to make that sacrifice, man. You may have a dude sells crack or something, and he get his wallet is fed off of it, and then you got men of the Lord telling his ass he need to repent. That's gonna put a dent in his wallet. He's not willing to do that, man. You got niggas that commit adultery out here. You know, that's how they get their box. And then you tell them adultery is off. That's gonna mess with them getting boxed pretty much, man. So they don't want to stop what they're doing because they don't want to sacrifice. You come into the truth, you may not get as much box. You may not get as much money, you know, or whatever things in carnality, man. But you're gonna get a spiritual elevation with the Lord. You're gonna get favor of the Lord. You're gonna get mercy, salvation. You know, so you put energy into one thing, it's gonna pay off no matter what, man. So you may lose out, but you're gonna get more in the long run, man. So you're willing to make that sacrifice, man. Going back to like how we gotta level up, because the scripture even saying on the left hand side, they're leveling up. Man, this is a fight, man. Like any sport is like a fight pretty much. And you got my pretty much team is the Steelers or whatever, right? And their rivals is the Ravens. Every year the Ravens they trying to level up. They'll draft somebody just to combat somebody against the Steelers. You know, like the Steelers got a crazy running back, they'll draft a fucking linebacker just to level up against the Steelers, whatever the case may be. So it's like Satan, he's not looking around to stay still. You know, Esau, he's not looking around to plateau, stay on the same level. Esau's bitch ass is trying to level up, man. He's trying to put chips in everybody. He's trying to level up to the most highest level, man. So you're supposed to stay stagnant. We're supposed to, stay on the same fucking plateau. No, man, we're supposed to level up too. And that comes with sacrifices, man.
That's more proof that higher level demons are coming upon the earth, because that's a Esau trait. That whole killing your mother shit, like Jake don't do that. Even the wickedest Jake, he has some type of a conscience that through zeal he knows to not do certain shit. But the fact that our people are doing shit like that goes hand in hand with the scriptures there. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. We're getting that real cold spirit, these real high level demons are coming upon the earth, and it's pretty much like these demons are it's like Satan throwing a Hail Mary pretty much, the last chance that he could get, trying to get some souls to come with him, Same thing with the elect, because it's mostly for the elect's sake. So that's why the elect, how the brothers are saying, we got to level up because Esau and that spiritual entity Satan is leveling up,
This is Sirach chapter 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thou last end. Have the faith all
5. It says, for this cause, when I could no longer forbear, I sent to know your faith, lest by some means the tempter have tempted you, and our labor be in vain. It's temptation to pull you right on out this truth, man. You know, you keep losing the battle of temptation. That's why I like the scripture brother brought out. We got to prepare our spirits for temptation, man. You know, to defeat. You got the brother Rawchaa, you must rebuke the tempter, man. Because Satan brings that temptation to you. If you keep losing them temptation battles, then ultimately you're going to keep taking L's, and then when all hell breaks loose, what makes you think you're going to soldier through then?
Yeah. When that extreme trial of your faith comes, because all of these little trials we go through now, it's only a prelude, man. And the Lord knows it's adversity, but it's to build you up, to make you strong for the day of the battle. You know, this is now we're going through little hells that we go through, but it ain't never joyous. The Lord allows you to perfect it. It's His word in the scriptures. Remember what the scriptures say. You know, be patient. You know, learning to suffer, which is not easy. You know, it takes great faith. It takes time. It takes humbleness. You know, it takes prayer. It takes having understanding of the word, so that you don't just end up doing your own thing, thinking, you know, leaning upon your own understanding. You know.
Just to line back what you're saying, this temptation is going to be coming upon the earth for one or two things: for to seal the elect, them overcome temptation, or to take 2/3 right out. And I got a quick one. Luke 22:31, the words of Yahawashi, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. So some of the men is just to solidify, some of these temptations is going to be to solidify who the elect are. You know, and the Most High has prayed for the elect, and that's why they're not going to fail. But if the Most High, Yahawashi has prayed unto the Father for us as an intercessor to plead our case. But that's if He's praying for you. If He's not praying for you, which is the 2/3 that are not that are not going to be kept in the Lord's bosom throughout all this hell that's about to break loose, you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be taken by Satan, because the temptation is going to be too great, and you need the divine intervention to overcome the temptation coming upon the earth. And if you don't have it, you're done.
Got a scripture for you, Luke chapter 8, verse 13. They on the rock, talking about the power of the soul and the seed, because they on the rock are they which, when they hear, receive the word with joy, and these have no root, which for a while believe, in time of temptation fall away.
Because they have no ground, they don't have no solid foundation.
Wisdom is back to come up about last night. Wisdom is Solomon 10.
Also, this is like, from the scripture too, real quick. So just for example, man, you may have a woman, man, that she may be bad, she may want to go to Myrtle Beach, inside Jersey Shore, instead of camping on Saturday. So now you in a little battle of temptation, man. You know, it's where you want to please her. And, you know, if you're not rooted, now that temptation is going to sweep you away. They say, you know, your ass on the beach, man, instead of doing the work of the Lord. Not just an example. It could be anything, man. Lord, Satan knows how to come at you and tempt you. You know, once again, going back to, like, the sports, you got to do your, what they call that, man? Your scouting, pretty much, man. Like, matter of fact, when I was on a football team, you would make on the offense, you would make an offensive formation that the school that you're about to play has, right? And you will practice against them. So what? You know them, right? You'll get to know them, and you'll get to know their plays and shit. So Satan knows you how to tempt you, and you're a little person away.
Yeah, understanding the scriptures, and even going back to the book of Kings, when the Lord, Micah, he saw the vision of the Lord, and he revealed that the Heavenly Father was on the throne and having counsel with the angels, some on the right, some on the left. And that showed when Yahawashi said, you know, Satan desired to shift Peter like me. Yahawashi he knew that it had to be the counsel Satan was talking about. But he gave that, you know, to Peter to let him know. You know? So we got to think about us. why it's important to please Yahawah Shah. Because when them demons, those angels, talk about you in the heavens, not only Satan, all the rest of those demons want to be able to have their way. You know? But it's the Lord, our Lord Yahawashi, who breaks for the brothers so that they don't have their way. And even if they do, give us the strength to get through it. You know, because hey, Heavenly Father, take up the challenge. You might say something good, well, go ahead, put them through it, but don't destroy them, you know? And then brother catch you in danger, hell, bro. Hell, like you ain't never caught before, man. Thinking it's it. You don't know what the fuck to do. You know? Then all of a sudden, the Lord ended up getting you through it, but because you kept your first love, you kept teaching it, kept prophesying. That's why when you catch hell, pull yourself closer to the Lord. Pray more. He's praying already, pray more. He wasn't catching more hell, do some more lessons, man. You know? You gotta do the things that pleases the Lord. Give alms, whatever it takes. You gotta know you. You know, that's my little experience. You know?
Yeah, Peter is you know, a representative of the elect. Like we're in the law of Peter in the same way, being tempted by these high-level demons. If we're of the elect, the potential elect, these high-level demons are gonna keep trying to test you. And but what we can see through that verse is that Yahawah put certain men through certain shit, so level them up, and so they can level other brothers up. So that's how favored that brother is, you know? He needs men of the Lord to go through shit so they could be an example to other men.
I was gonna say too, because I have a scripture going to how Peter, because Peter, Yahawashi really looked at Peter and had him go through things as far as like saying that he shall deny me thrice, which had happened, but at that time he was a beginner, but then he became the head of the apostles. And I actually have an account, if I may, that's fine. This is the account where Peter was trying to walk on water, and this is Matthew chapter 14, and I'll start at verse 26. It says, when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit, and they cried out for fear. Okay, it says, but straightway Yahawashi spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And it says, and Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. It says, and he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahawashi. It says, but when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Yahawashi stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? Because that going back to what this brother said, as far as if you doubt, you know, then it's not gonna come forth, man. You gotta, when you pray, you can't doubt, man. You gotta believe in it, and that's right. It says just two more verses. It says, and when they were coming to the ship, the wind ceased. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, it says, of a truth, thou art the Son of the Most High. And that's the point, man. You know, we got to have great faith, man, and we can't be afraid. We can't doubt, because if we doubt, then we're gonna lose it, man.
Without tests of faith of that caliber, you know, a traumatic experience. Yahawashi putting him through a very frightening account like that, and at the same time testing his faith within it. That's just all conditioning for the battle. Same way, Peter wouldn't have been built up to have the integrity to take over pretty much after Yahawashi got murdered. Right. To take over if he wouldn't have done stuff like that, showing tests of faith that, like, look, if you do actually have faith, the faith that I'm talking about, you could do this godlike power.
Man.
You got godlike power.
It's a lot. I just want to expound about this. You said that it read when he fell into that water, and we said,
Yeah, he started to sink and he started to cry.
Sink, he started to when that water he was drowning. First thing he did was call upon the Lord. He didn't look upon was like, oh man, fuck this shit. I don't
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what, and that's why the book of Job is so important. What Job been through and things of the accounts of Peter, right? To show that the things you go through, tribulations you're going through, because why? You have like, let's say like there are winds or boisterous winds. Or
Yeah,
like
boisterous winds. Yeah.
Yeah, and that goes with also like temptations or things going around you, the things you're going through. Ultimately, you got to call upon the Lord at all times. You don't look for a different escape or a different route, different course to take. Okay, because why? Some people, they go through things, and what misery loves company, and that's what we mentioned earlier about Satan come through and try to, like Satan knows you better than anybody. Or you going through that, hey man, look, go smoke some weed, or go fuck another nigga's woman or something. Anything really. There's little temptation that you say what I can go through. The thing is to just focus on the Lord and ask the Lord, like, Lord, I need you to get me through. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the works that please Heavenly Father. That's why this might be just a test. Just see what you would do. When you doubt, when you go left, when you go right, and you're not doing the same thing to Job, And that's what ultimately, and that's what's happening right now. As you mentioned earlier, that what these demonic spirits are increasing at this time. Right. So what more does our faith have to be tested in these times, for Yahawashi to trust us, and also to help us out to go through that time of temptation, man. Right?
I was gonna say the Lord want to see what manner it is, rough down fish, whether it be in gold, wood, stone, all gotta see.
If I may, too, because it says about boisterous winds, this is a precept to go with that. This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken unto them as a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And it says, verse 25, and the rains descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And that's the spirit. That's the spirit, man. Because again, if you have to be grounded in this. If you're constantly grounded in this and continuously studying and building your faith, man, nothing's gonna move you, man.
Yeah, the scriptures say that he hasn't given us the spirit of fear. If you have that foundation, you have that solid foundation and that true know-how, the Most High will keep you in a calm spirit. Like the same way that Yahawashi stayed calm during that storm, the same way that Yahawashi took having to be appointed to death, the same way that Apostle Paul took it, the same way that the disciples that became apostles all took their sentencing by the Roman Empire, that they were going to get sentenced to death. They took it calmly. They took it like a man because they knew what they were dying for. They knew that if this must go down, I'll take it joyfully because I know that a crown awaits me. That's what the Apostle Paul said before he got beheaded. So with the terrors that are coming upon the Lord and us, if we're the potential men of the Lord coming back, we got that target on us. We're going to have to keep this calm, all right? Because this storm is coming. We know it. But at least that we got the heads up that it's coming. We know how to prepare for it. We know that cleaving onto this word is how we'll be able to have the spirit to overcome this storm.
Can I get a quick one real quick? This is Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Yeah. So going through these temptations and everything we going through is what we have to go through in order to get this kingdom, man. In order to get Yahawashi to come and beam us up those chariots and win this fight of faith, man. That's the ultimate thing. It's going through all this tribulation.
Right, and confirm me with truth. Going back to kind with and then veritas, pretty much going back to truth. So with truth, the only way you get with the truth is to have the brother just read, going through hell and tribulation. There is no other way for you to acquire faith unless your faith is tested. It's easy to say I have faith, but if you've never been put through shit to prove that faith, those are just words.
Yeah, and that's why it's so beautiful that the apostles, the elders have all these experiences of all the things they've been through, all these all these they've been through all these years. Now they're at the years, their age now where why? They're teaching the younger. They're teaching us. And then we're passing on. Here, brothers are company each other. Like you mentioned, I was saying once again, being company of brethren. All right, and that's what we're doing now. While we have the YouTube, all right, the Urim and the Throne, okay, brothers, brotherhood and camps and everything. And it's a beautiful thing, you know. I'm gonna finish this real quick. It says, verse 23, and when they had ordained them elders in every church and had prayed with fasting, they commended them to the Lord in whom they believe. And what? They go to tribulation. What do they do? Fasting and praying. Fasting and praying. That's what gets you through. Fasting and praying is the weapon. That's the ultimate key. All right? Praying and fasting is why. That get all those demons off, tribulation, like, Lord, Yahawashi on the side, you know, helping a brother out to stand the third, whatever it may be. Or help another brother out. All right? Praying for another brother. Okay? Because you never know what brothers are doing. You know, you got to pray for all the brothers. All brothers, mainly the elect. You know?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 21 and 18. It says, now in the morning, as he returned unto the city, he hungered. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only, and said unto it, let no fruit grow on thee henceforward forever. And presently the fig tree withered away. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, how soon is the fig tree withered away? Yahawashi answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, he shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if he shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. You know? So, hey, that's that. Whatever we ask for, you have to believe, man. You know, you don't just speak words out your mouth. You're talking to the Lord and have to believe in Him. You know? That's why the scriptures say, and all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. You know? The Lord withered away a fig tree. The disciples marveled at it. He said, not only that you won't be able to do this, all right, but he said, but which is done to this fig tree, but also if he shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. You know?
Matthew 7, verse 7, read down to verse 10 real quick. It says, ask and it shall be given to you, it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asks is receiveth, he that seeketh findeth, and that knocketh it shall be opened. What man is there of you, if his son has bread, will he give him stone? Or if he has a fish, will he give him a serpent? Ask him also something. He's going to receive it. That's why it's outside the many and everything.
They said, seek.
Yeah, you just on that, right? It says, Matthew 7 and 7, ask and it shall be given you.
He said, ask and it shall be given. The other scriptures, said, receive not the rich, ask not. You know, it's important to ask. It's important to make your supplication to Yahawah outside. Every day.
Revelation.
Every day until it comes past, man. Right?
It says, seek and ye shall find.
He said, seek and ye shall find. See, the elect, they're going to seek. They're going to go after the Lord. They're not going to sit back on the couch and wait for a brother to call them and try to talk about some scriptures. They're going to get out there and they're going to find the Lord. They're going to become teachers, prophets. The Lord says, seek and ye shall.
It says, seek and ye shall find.
And ye shall find. So it's about seeking. The Lord ain't hey. Go ahead.
Knock and it shall be opened unto you.
Which is the door of your mind. You know? Knock, the door shall be open. Because Yahawashi can open up your mind to this truth. He's going to sup with you, he's going to teach you. Right. You know?
Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
He's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So there's a reward coming for us, man. Alright? You think we're not doing this work for nothing? No, man. The Lord's going to give us a reward because we're diligently seeking the Lord every day. See, you come into this truth every day for the rest of your life is a sacrifice. So the Lord delivers you. It's not just one day. Some guys will come in and come in the full, and all of a sudden they get used to doing the works, and then they get, sort of bored. It becomes routine. And forgetting that it's a sacrifice, man. Or they might have other things that they want them to go into the world and deal with, like things, follow things, man. It's a sacrifice. You might not use a job, or you might have a certain business, let's say a certain thing that you want to tend to, a hobby. But then here it is, you got the work of the Lord. You got a hobby, but you got the work of the Lord. You ain't put the work of the Lord in first. You want that hobby, man.
It don't matter because I'm open back to him of others.
Right? Heathens out here, man. That's what you're doing with that music, man. That fucking music is amazing, man.
That's not ours, by the way.
It vibrates with certain energies. You out here to keep them in that state of mind, man. Fuck rap music, man.
But the exposure
Real
of
talk. Fuck that. Fuck rap music, man. And I'm talking about that kind of music, man. This shit in the industry is all devilish, man. It's lies, it's bullshit, it's fake. It's on a low vibration. It's a nigga, man. Nigga always gotta be a nigga, man. All these niggas out here, all they do is commit adultery, man. All these women out here, all they do is be whores, man. Y'all some dirty whores too, man. You niggas is filthy, man. But go ahead, huh? How did that fucking man? Last spiritual.
Camera on an electric pole, man, a lightning pole. It's like a whole lightning. It's like going down the street. Right.
Oh, yeah.
One of them sit right there, example.
Go to speaker up. You can't play that shit.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm just gonna say they misuse the prophets. Like, what a piece of shit, man, to turn that up. You don't got Bibles out here. But you're gonna pay for that, man. You know, you say that the Most High is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, that's how you'll sow reap. You show disrespect to the men of the Lord. Look at Ricky Harris, man. You know, he went out there and he was mocking the men of the Lord. He caught a heart attack, man. Whatever it was. And I ain't gonna pay for that shit.
Part of the problem with Jacob. That's a stronghold right there. That music, that rap shit, that rap music is a stronghold for Jacob to stay wicked, ignorant, to stay dumb, to stay demon. Stay on demon time. That music, I'm telling you, you got. Listen, man, you got a lot of strongholds, man. The family could be a stronghold as you get older. Society becomes a stronghold. Religion is a stronghold. Just the ways of man is wicked, man.
TV especially too, online and stuff.
It's a lot. Like we mentioned in the Proverbs first chapter, all these symbols we love simplicity. It's like it comes to a time now it's like, nigga, you ain't had enough of this shit. Like, goddamn, when you gonna put it to end? Music, the whores, the women, how they act, social media, how they promote. Like this is what you want at the very end. Like you just want complete wickedness and darkness throughout the world. You want to live your life just being a low-level nigga. That's why I'm so glad Yahawashi brought me and brought all of his brothers out of that way of thinking. That low vibration.
It's played out.
Yeah, really niggas played out. Like brothers, like Brother Yahawah put that spirit on wild. Like black culture is played out. This is bullshit. Hey, it's death.
That's for the niggas catching egos and fucking
Yep. And they putting that in their songs too.
Put precept too.
That's music to stay high on. Drink a little.
Get out that whip. Look at that nigga.
And niggas stay in that mindset, man. What up? I mean, it's music. Music is music. But something, man, I'm personally tired of this. I'm tired of it, man. Because I understand that industry rap music is a stronghold, man. Sometimes this rap scribes, they don't know what they listening to. You know, my brothers in the blood that Rick Ross shit, man.
Especially the radio, they programmed to keep that shit on the loop to really hypnotize you, really embed it into your freaking spirit. That's why sometimes you don't even like this fucking song and you start singing it and shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's how you show up, man.
Maybe we ain't no hypocrites for talking about this shit, but we're here to tell you that shit is wicked, man. It's keeping you in a certain low vibration, man. You gotta put the Lord first, man. You know, you gotta deal with the Lord. Then you able to dance, I said years ago, you know, two-steps with the sick, man. Instead of them breaking stones. He said, if you get bit, that's on you. That's so true, man. You know, when he said that shit stuck. Because you be two-stepping with Satan. But you gotta be able to two-step. If you get bit, that's on you. You gotta come up a certain age in this truth, man. The level of maturity. You know, you gotta mature. You gotta be, you gotta have understanding of the scriptures, man. You can't be over righteous. You know?
I got a piece going back to what we mentioned earlier. During that thing when Striving says, Luke, chapter 12, verse 34. It says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Let your loins be girded about, and your life burning.
Yeah, where your treasure is where your heart will be also. You can substitute that word treasure for desire. Where your desire is where your mind will be also. Because that heart goes to the Hebrew word lav. It's the mind, man. Alright? So where your desires is where your mind will be. So you got jokers that they have a hobby, but here they're supposed to be serving the Lord. You ain't served the Lord yet, but you all doing the hobby. You doing all the extra shit. Of course, brothers got responsibilities. They got to attend to their duties, all right, to make a living and things like that. But then you got also hobbies that, you know, it's just a hobby. But you ain't do no work for the Lord yet. You got to put the Lord first. You go do the hobby. You got to make sure the Lord get his first fruits, man. You got to cut everything off and give it to the Lord first. Then you able to play. You know, and do what you want to do. And you'll feel better. You learn the lesson, you know, boom. Now I can rip run, I can do what I gotta do, you know? But you gotta put in the work for the Lord, man. You know, it's a sacrifice, man. You cannot forget, no matter how long it's been, you've been in the truth. Don't forget that this is a sacrifice. Don't get lazy, man. You know?
I just want to mention you just said something. You got me. When you say put the Lord first and doing what you guys do for him before it comes to you, it's just because the Lord has looked upon us as like what? A adulterous woman. You know what I'm saying? And so what does a wife do? Tends to her man. You know, making sure he's good, laundry clean, getting that good cooking. That's why he's working all day. You know, you want to put him first. And then because that's your obligated duty. You know? So this is verse 34 again. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning, and ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord.
Right. So start before you read that. Go look to verse 21.
Verse 21.
Yeah, Marvin
Oh,
Dog.
31.
That's corrupt.
It says, arise.
Right above the heart desire.
Yeah, I think it's arise in the kingdom of God.
It's basically
Oh, I'm at 34. Hold on.
Real quick, right? You
Oh
got
yeah, oh, it's right here. It's right here. I'm gonna read verse 31. It says, but rather seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have, and give bones, provide yourselves bags with flock.
It's in the,
It's
just to
33.
chime in real quick,
Yeah.
it's in the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. So just stop fucking it up. That's it.
It says, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide. I'm on right now. Luke 12 and 33.
Go to Matthew 6 and 19. It must be written twice.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. You said 6?
Yeah, 6 and 19.
It is Matthew 6 and 19. It says, lay not up yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Yeah, lay up not your treasures. You know, don't set your desires upon things on the earth, man. You know, yeah, we want things, yeah, we need things. But guess what? If you lay up your desires and treasures, if you lay up, you know, your desires, scripture said your treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, it was a waste of time. It was really vanity. King Solomon told us that. Everything under the sun is vanity, vanity. You know, because you don't take it with you when you leave. You know? Now, yeah, you can have a business, you can have a job, you can do these things, you can make some money. But here it is, you put the priorities of the Lord first. You know? Because doing all that, guess what? You're leaving away from the Lord. That's why when money get involved, that shit get nasty, man. Man, listen, it's not no knock on men that got money, because the Lord said it's hardly for a rich man to enter into the kingdom. It is hardly, it's like unlikely. I'm not saying that a brother that's rich and famous can't make it, be the elect too. But it's hardly for them to enter in because they're comfortable behind that money. That's what's being destroyed. That's why IUIC and them is all fucked up. Like CPK, you know, they got that money, man. That shit make you comfortable, man. You know, the first thing you gotta know if you're spiritual, you would know that Satan, how he's gonna tempt you when it's losing that money. You know? And when guys get comfortable with a lot of money, when they start to lose, they what? Turn on the Lord. They want to keep that money. They don't want to be changed into a Lord state. So what happens is you start dissing the Lord. Now the Lord gonna have to start plaguing you. And then eventually you're gonna kick you. So go ahead.
You got it like a lifestyle. Even if like you have a regular job, you start doing a lot of overtime, you kind of like start living above your means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to keep making up that money. Not because you really need it, because you want to live at a higher lifestyle.
That's the spirit, yo. Because listen, yo, it's a difference, man. And nothing wrong with having some money. Brother can have money, have a little nice car too. But remember when the Lord's Prayer, Abba Shemai, you know, read the Lord's Prayer, we ask him for what? Our daily bread. The daily bread is just having enough to get by. Food convenient for you. You got a roof over your head, you got a reliable car, transportation, you got enough income coming in to survive. That's really all you need according to the Lord. That's it. But of course, if you're living in a shack, you want a better place, of course. But then you got the other ones where they have all of the things that you need. They have everything that they need for daily bread, but now they want a bigger house. They want the new 2023 car. This is shit you can't afford. But you already have the daily bread. You gotta remember when you're praying for the Lord don't even care about giving you your daily bread. You know, this is to help you get by and continue to serve him, man. Anything else more than that is to be a blessing. They deserve it. They have the wisdom enough to deal with it. Because I tell you this, just throwing money on a brother like that, he's gonna be out the truth. Because every brother ain't done with money like that, especially a lot of money.
That's, you know, the more money, the more temptation. You're up yourself to a broader world of temptation.
It says right here, so I'll start 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 7. It says, so we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
Trap. You're in this trap. That's why, man, we always have, like, say you're having a good week, a good time, and you catch no hell, you get scared, you get nervous, like, what the hell's going on, man? You know, because you're so used to going through shit, to now when you actually having a good time, it's like, yo, what the fuck going on, man? You feel right. Yeah, you don't feel right. You don't feel right.
We brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
Yeah, you fall in that snare. It's a trap. That shit is a trap. You got that bread, right? You're used to this lifestyle now. That's the trap. Because now and then soon when it's being taken away, oh no, I can't lose this. Next thing you know, I gotta what I'm supposed to do. Somebody paying my bills. You know, making stupid statements like that. You know, which is hard already. Everybody, you ain't got no brain like that. But here you might find yourself saying some stupid shit like, you know what I'm saying? When really, the word should have been, you would have never said that if you had not fallen into that trap. You know? So it's like best to be humble, be appreciative, be thankful, do the will of the Lord so that He will provide. And even if, you know, you catch it, because we all, no matter what you do good in the Lord, you still gonna catch it. So don't think
Somehow,
that some jokers out there think, you know, good, you know, when it comes to the Lord, they like it's good. Hell no! Hell no! You still gonna catch hell, man. And while you catch hell, put your faith on the Lord, man. Put your bank on the Lord, that the Lord will get you. And when your faith is that strong, it's gonna pass by. The Lord always come through it. And now, when it passed by, why? Yahawashi, you know the Lord got you. But now your faith is strong, man. Now the next time you're gonna be like, oh, nah, I ain't sweating. You ain't gonna panic as much because you know the Lord got you. You know?
Think about it like, it seems like you don't got money problems, guess what? You might have work problems. You might have problems on the job, or your baby moms or your wife get on your fucking nerves or something. However you put it, you're gonna have some type of trouble in the flesh. That's just how the Lord designed it. That's why people is constantly trying to get over the hump, but for some way, shape, or form, they keep getting beat down. Then you get 2 steps up, guess what? Somebody's not going right back down. You can look at like a lot of these celebrities and shit. They might got the money, but now other shit is bothering them. You know what I mean? Like look at that, you know, she a fucking leader, but look at what's that bitch Kanye ex-bitch? Qadash. She cried, sleep every night and all that shit. Bitch, you got billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? What you so stressful for? To show you that money ain't everything, man. You're always gonna have some type of trouble, man.
The saying is, it's lonely at the top. Because you can have all the money in the world. I was speaking about this to somebody else. I told him, I said, if you had all, if you was the only one on this earth, if you had everything in abundance, you're gonna be still upset because you ain't got nobody to share with. You ain't got no comfort, you ain't got no companion, you got nobody to talk to. It's lonely at the top when you got all that bread. And that shit make you wicked, man. Not saying money itself, but what this saying,
the love of money.
the love of money.
So serious and but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Like my man Kanye. I don't know if anybody's seen the new Kanye, but that don't look like Kanye. And then you just never know if you know on the way to the top, on the way to that Billy, you know, those jakes, he's not exempt from the curses. Still, you know you got it. You're sitting in a billionaire seat. But for what? This man can take you right out.
In a way that it's another thing, man. In this world, you get money. You know, let's say you become a millionaire. Now your lifestyle changes. More drove, when you dress, how you dress, where you eat at. That puts that taints you. If you don't remain the same as who you is regular, you're going to end up living around rich folks, rich buddies. They're going to tell you, well, we don't eat from places like that, or we don't wear clothes like that. That's what we eat. That's when you develop pride. I see a lot of women, they get some money, and then all of a sudden, they're not the same person who ain't acting real bougie. They acting real prideful, like they wasn't living here before. You know, they think they're better than you. Money, that the love of money do that shit. You know, that shit fuck you up, man.
I would imagine that that's another reason why the Lord Yahawashi is going to have us like the Passover and stuff in the kingdom to keep us, remember who we came from.
Right. Well, we're gonna be perfect. In the kingdom, we're gonna be perfect. You know, it's always better to be poor first and then become rich. And at least, and I'll say, I ain't talking about this conversation at home, but like, it's better to be poor than to become rich than to just be born into it. Because now you got snotty hoes, spoiled brats, and shit unappreciated, unthinkable. But at least if you were from the bottom, you still understand where you came from. And that's how we are, you know.
It's the same way like how the Lord put us through the ringer, because the Lord gave us everything, but we didn't appreciate it. So now we're going through this so we can be able to appreciate the kingdom when we actually receive it, and we have it forever. So it's the same thing with the whole money shit.
That's like what's going on, like
own people.
So to appreciate heaven, you had to go through hell. You know? So it's like if the Most High would have just given it to us, we would have been spoiled children that is just don't appreciate it because we don't know, we have no reference of when it got bad.
Right.
But because now we're in the kingdom of heaven, being perfect, we're gonna have remembrance of going through hell, and we knew what we went through for disobeying the Most High. We know that disobeying the Most High is not gonna place.
I was gonna say, and if I'm
real quick, and a lot of times when the Lord gives you, you know, a certain amount of money or something, it's usually for you to be some sort of help to the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? That's how you really got to look at it. Now, the Lord might allow you to live a little bit better or whatever, but a lot of the times the Lord going to use you, you know, as help for the brotherhood. That's just how it goes, man. And if you look at that way, even when you're on the bottom, so when you get the money, you already used to it. So it's the same thing. You're like, all right, boom, I know I got to take the bread, put the shit away. Those might need help, this, that, and the third, or whatever you might need to do. If you look at it from that standpoint, you know, money can't really change you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I may add real quick too, that the Lord is really fair, man, because of how we were under so many different captivities to where these other nations really can't complain, man. You know, the Lord really blessed every single one, even Esau, man. So again, in all reality, we got next, man. That's it.
So Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 31, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? He's already a grimy piece of shit, man.
Right.
So now, with riches, so when he's poor, he'll beat his mother over the head for a piece of bread. You know? But now, we have that honor to spend Yahawah in poverty. You know, brothers ain't rich like that, but we still, you know, get the tides off, man. You know, take care of each other. So how much more when brothers actually got it like that? This is what's pleasing to the Lord.
That's all real quick too. In Ecclesiastes 9 and 11, it says, "Rich is not given to a man of understanding." Why? Because it is spoiled. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord not going to give you what He knows is going to spoil you unless it's the Lord purposely trying to destroy you for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you can handle it.
Yeah.
I had a quick one. Proverbs, well, just to chime on what the brother was saying, like, money won't change you, it'll actually enhance more of who you are. So if what's embedded in you is your root, that's going to come out more.
Real quick, because I don't know, maybe thinking, because you got certain women, right? They got money, and they get around other women with money, and they phone it, they even start talking different. And that's not even them, man. Go ahead.
No, but that's true. Proverbs 30 and 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Brother had quoted before. But yeah, so just remove far from me poverty. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Because yeah, destitute, completely destitute, poor. You know, you're not going to be able to serve the Lord either. You know, with your mind on survival. That's the same thing about riches. Like if your mind is on all these excess riches, you don't have time to serve the Lord because you're not of the contrite, you're not of the brokenhearted. You gotta be lowly to come into this.
Keep going. This one's going.
Yeah. Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord?
Right.
Because that's what happens when people get gassed up. You know, they think they answer to no one. You know, like a lot of brothers, you know, Andrew Tate says a lot of real shit, but that's a very prideful dude that's gonna get humbled, especially that he's giving it up to the wrong guy. He says that a lot of shit is all him, so he's gonna be brought low. And
That guy fucking worships himself.
Exactly.
Follow him on Twitter. He posts more than a damn than a female, man. He's posting his muscle like he's self-worshiping himself, man.
Who is, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? You know, you're gonna get too cocky, like you're doing everything of your own. Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of the Most High in vain.
I mean, real quick. This is First Timothy chapter 6, verse 16. It says, "Who only having verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches."
Look up high-minded.
Just look at the riches that the Most High gave Esau, or the Most High gave Esau the whole world just to destroy him.
Some riches and denying the Lord. I was thinking about this Apostles going, they were talking about it like there's an episode in the Twilight Zone. I forgot the name of it, but basically it was going into like Esau's NWO and how you had a guy who was a preacher. And basically that he was speaking about, you know, how people should serve God and not him. And that was like an offense. So, like it was going into like how you were being quote denying the Lord, like who is God but me?
That's why the scripture say, what good does it do a man to gain the world but lose his soul? And that's literally Esau. Esau literally has gained the world, but he's done. He's done. There's no hope for him after in the thereafter. Nothing but calamity. 2 times when Jake's gone through unimaginable shit. Imagine double.
Yeah, look what Buck have done to him. The wealth that he had for years, generation after generation, this man is now attacking the Most High. He wants to be in the temple of the Most High. This is where he wants to put these hips inside your body. You know, he wants to actually read your brain. You know, he wants to change society so that now he's in control of himself. He's the Most High. You know, he's zeroing on you. You're walking, walking cell phone. Antenna. You know, he's going to be able to zero in, stop you when talking shit or thinking shit.
And you saw here, Elon Musk got the approval, FDA approval for human testing. So we're definitely that season.
When you look at it like the real rich, they understand that they only need riches towards power. That's all it is at the end of the day, because this only cares about the power. It ain't about the money, it's about the power. Because they already got all the money. But when they still going after it, they're going after the power. So that's what it's really about at the end of the day, man.
They say their name and all whatever they want. They don't even leave the fucking. Sometimes them devils don't even leave their fucking home. They get everything brought to them, man. And if they need to go somewhere, they shut the shit down.
Got it?
You know? But got that? I got it. While you get that, I'll bring this out. This is James chapter 2, verse 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him? So the Lord said he hath chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith. The poor of this world, but rich in faith. This is the elect. You know, if I could add to that precept, that's beautiful because you think about the common mantra of Jake, they say what time is money. And you know, we ain't got shit. But we out here doing work for the Lord. On Saturday when you know you probably open Little Thomas and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like going to poor but rich in faith. It says, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him. So not only these men, these sisters of the Lord's elect, right? Not only that you're poor in this world, you're rich in faith. Because what is rich really? Riches is the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the word. You know, the Lord has given us to take some of the heavenly gifts for the world that's coming. Not only that, but your heirs, men of the men, 144,000 are joint heirs with Yahawashi. All right? Meaning that when Yahawashi comes and Yahawashi get glorified, the Lord's elect is going to be glorified. So they're joined together. All right? It says, and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised. This is a promise to them that love him. What did Yahawashi say? Love him. Feed my sheep. He said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. Precepts, man. It says, but verse 6, but ye have despised the poor, do not rich men oppress you, enjoy you before the judgment seats. Do not they blaspheme that worthy name by the which ye are called? If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, you do well. But if ye respect to persons, ye commit sin, and are convinced of the law as transgressors. For whosoever shall keep the whole law, and yet offend one point, is guilty of all. It says, for he that said, do not commit adultery, and also do not kill, now if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill, thou art
solid in your foundation, if you don't know that the Most High is above all, riches is not going to be for you because clearly you're not going to serve the Most High or Mammon. When it comes to that fork in the road, you're going to choose Mammon every time if you're not grounded.
I had that definition for high-minded with a couple things. Blue has given you, it just says to be high-minded and proud. When you look at etymology, it says to be arrogant and morally lofty. Now look at the word lofty. The word lofty means
They said high-minded.
yeah, high-minded and arrogant. And then it says lofty.
Who carries that spirit? Yahawashi.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You know, they sit up there and they high-minded, arrogant,
Yep.
proud. You know, whatever.
Esau, or whatever he said, carry that spirit Esau, but you are your father the devil.
Real quick, just to chime in, how the apostles, we say that there's levels. That's a perfect proof right there that there's levels to the spirit. That man that couldn't sell off his riches to follow Yahawashi, he only had worldly possessions and he couldn't do it. But Yahawashi, he came off a 40-day fast, being at his weakest carnally, right? And Yahawah and the devil took him to an exceeding high mountain, showing him the kingdoms of the world. So one guy couldn't give up his riches in the present life. Yahawashi was presenting the kingdoms of the world and he didn't sell out. So just showing that there's levels to the spirit.
So I got that word, like I said, I looked that up. I also got the word lofty. It says having a haughty, overbearing manner, right? And I just want to read that again. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17, go back to Nate. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power Yahawah, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life. Right? So the Lord said, what? To not be high man. That's exactly what IUI is. It's Nate, all these other camps that got the 501c3 charter, churches, right? And what? They depend on the church, the money that Esau gives them. All right? And then once you start dancing with the devil, man, you know, the devil pretty much controls the entire show. You can't get out. You start coming up with bullshit breakdowns in order to make yourself look right, because why your congregation is questioning you. All right? That's what's going on in the world and spirit of Israel right now. That Israel's actually asking questions like, yo, this is bullshit. You know, they asked Nate, what's going on? What's this and the third? You listening to GMS niggas? And you call us bums. Which, by the way, when Yahawashi came up to go and prophesy in the beginning, he came up on the donkey. He didn't come as a rich man with a beautiful countenance. It said that what? The world wouldn't even receive his own. The Lord didn't even come to Yahawashi and, look, this is the Lord, no, it wasn't nothing like that. But look at this bum. Look at this. It's wine bipping, you know, giving all types of bywords and everything. And that's what's happening to us in GMS right now, okay?
This is Luke chapter 8 and 13. It says, they on the rock are they, which when they hear, receive the word with joy. And these have no root, which for a while believe. And in a time of temptation fell away. It says, and that which fell among thorns are they, which when they have heard, go forth and are choked with the cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. But that on the good ground are they, which are an honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it, and bring forth fruit with patience. No man, when he hath lighted the candle, covereth it with a vessel, or putteth it under a bed, but setteth it on a candlestick, that they which enter in may see the light.
I got something. Oh, you got something?
I answer that real quick though too. Like they fell away because they had no root, man. Like they received it with joy, they believed, but they didn't have no root in themselves. Okay, so I mean, they didn't study. They didn't study to show yourself approved, man. You're supposed to actually be studying. Okay, studying these topics, man. And speak for how Yahawashi is an austere man. And I heard it, man, when you go into austere, it's pretty much going to being strict. He's extremely strict, man. He's not playing around, man, when he starts to study to show yourself approved. Right? So now because they didn't study and they family come against them, you actually believe that? They didn't have no scriptures in their arsenal, man, to comfort themselves. Right? Like you said, this is the comforter. So they didn't have nothing to battle back against. Whether they come to so-called Christian church, if their pastor comes, they embarrass them. They didn't have no scriptures or foundation to battle back. So what? They fell out, man. So that's why it's important to do our study, man. Do our fasting, praying, and our due diligence, man. Yahawah is not playing around, man.
So it's supposed to be a royal priesthood. So every Israelite man is charged with studying to show himself approved. So y'all that aren't studying, you're just not approved. So technically, you're not even part of the priesthood. You know?
Hey, real quick, I was gonna mention being strict is a good thing because it helps you master your craft. Look at like you mentioned earlier about Kobe. Kobe didn't go, to the parties. When they went to the parties, he went to the gym. Kobe was very strict. This is why we see his godlike abilities on the court. He mastered his craft. He did extraordinary things, unlike my man.
Yo, come on. I ain't gonna say something. I love that.
You know what I mean? Oh, man. Talk about leaving LeBron alone,
I'm just saying.
But anyway, the point is that being strict to help you master your craft, man, because it's a way of strict is being disciplined. The Lord ordered us to be disciplined. Keep His orders. How would you keep the Lord's ordinance if you're not disciplined, you're not strict? When it comes to the Passover, we hold it in a solemn and a serious matter. And the Passover is not a lamb's dinner. We don't do it like, these other people. Yahawashi, we got these big old feast Passover, bringing in all this money. It's all about the money with them. We hold it in a serious matter. Brothers are serious. Brothers got their shoes on. Brothers got, brothers can have staff, but, we hold it in serious manners. Serious matter, man. Because we're supposed to. That's how Yahawashi did it. There's a difference, man. Being strict is how you keep the Lord's, like you please the Lord's will. Because you're being disciplined according to His will. If you're not disciplined, you won't keep up with something. You got on other things in the world. You might be in school. You might not be good doing homework because you're not disciplined doing your work. If you set a schedule, when I get home, I get right to it, and then knock that out the way, and then you can do whatever. Every day, if you did that consistently, you always had your homework.
Like that scripture always bring out Luke 4 where it says, so be in return, seek Him 10 times more. So right now it's got to be more discipline because we fell so far back behind. We got less time.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And on top of that, you got many more distractions. This phone right here, social media is a distraction. All the other things to do out there is a distraction.
I got
Wickedness at an all-time high, adultery at an all-time high.
Yeah.
That's temptation. You open up your phone and find another man's wife's ass on your screen.
Or you might be scrolling through your shorts, girl shaking her ass, and now you got you thinking about sex. You wouldn't even think about sex. You just trying to watch something, see what's going on.
I can bring this out real quick.
I'm supposed to be in the gym because my ass is all over. Next thing you know, you're thinking about, it's like switching gears. Trying to make a phone call. What the fuck? What are you thinking about?
Constantly, like having too much sex, man. Like getting into that spirit, man. Sometimes you chill. Like if you look at Black Mirror,
Well, yeah,
it's the reason why they kept putting that porn ad.
Yeah, this goes together.
Right? You have to keep skipping. It's the reason why they do that shit, man. Why they want you to keep watching porn. To keep you fucking beat, man.
I can bring this out real quick. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
You see that today. Men are lovers of their own selves, man. It was a feel of themselves, man. Right?
Covetous, boasters.
Covetous. You want what another man has. You got a lot of those, man. A lot of scoffers be wanting what brothers got. And then make a fake page, you'll block them. And then make a fake page, and then come back on your channel with another page disguising as somebody somebody else, you know, go ahead. How you want to see something other than the woman?
There it is. Damn.
Yeah, that's ain't no way in hell if a woman talk about she got a man that we gonna try to teach her. We don't do that. But go ahead.
Ain't no way. It says boasters, proud, blasphemers,
Boasters, you got a lot of boasters, man. Guys, different Israelites, man, they charged up like they the super mighty prophet. You know? Go ahead.
And before that nation came out, 7 million a year. That's his income.
Oh yeah. It says disobedient to parents.
Hey, your spiritual parents, where you was taught.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys was taught by by the apostles, but they won't admit it. They want to get those breakdowns. Right over here. You know, now they might have been told certain guys in the wrong way, but really, when they really want to get a breakdown, they go right on Apostle Harvey, Apostle Rawchaa, Apostle Car, you know, GMS, man. That's what you do. And the brothers on down, that's what you do. Then they add a little precept in here to throw it off. As if they didn't watch the lesson. They got them downloaded and all that.
I was gonna say if somebody also made a video of somebody saying that that GMS is not for beginners. And it's true. I mean, technically, but you have to not want to have that entertainment type spirit when you're in GMS, man. Because I was just gonna say because we're not here to entertain. We're here to teach. But that's pretty much the point.
I was just going to say
Warn comes.
then when the apostles get on them for breaking it down wrong, they act like we can't make it. You know, like we can't correct you. You know, there's a truth. We speak the truth.
Right.
Yahawashi, as the word, as the scriptures say, if they speak not according to this word, there's no light in them. We speak according to the word, man. And then God's got a problem with it. They don't even see that as love. Because if you was really about truth, you'll be like, let me get back to you. Alright, check things out. Yeah, that was right. Whatever. It's a lock in. And then, hey, just teach the right thing. It's all about the truth, man. It's all about Yahawah now shot. It's also about getting that blood off your hands, man. Being blameless before the Lord. Because if you teach your lies, you're not blameless. You are causing people to be destroyed. You know? And that's because the Lord put a deceiving spirit on you. That's showing you the most high in them. The Lord said a deceive and a deceiver are his.
It says blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful. That's next. Yeah.
Unthankful.
I see one thing real quick, because that nigga out of time, bro.
I ain't gonna get past
this
this.
nigga, you know, there's nothing wrong with saying you learn from the apostles. We all learn from the apostles, but that doesn't you didn't. That's why when you broke down that Revelations 9th chapter, you talk about the leopard. Oh, that's talking about the white man and how he hunts. Nigga, that is not what it's talking about. But then when apostles come through and correct you, and then you just try to act like you didn't just get corrected. You know?
Yeah, they got a problem with being corrected because where they sit on a high seat in their congregation, and they got all these other young men under them, so he can't be checked, and it'd be embarrassing because it'd be men, grown men in his camp that maybe be older than him, but because he got more knowledge, he can't be seen getting checked like that. And, you know, that's why he's supposed to be humble. That's why, you know. Go ahead now.
It says unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Look up incontinent.
Incontinent? All right.
That's
Incontinent.
why it's best to stay humble, man. Stay humble, man. Don't look for the seat. Don't look for the throne, man.
Oh, wow.
You want to sit on the throne, man. Be a servant to Yahawah now. Shine, play your part. There's 144,000 men. Prophets, man. You know? Just play your part. Wherever the Lord put you at, you put you at. But play your part. Do your work. You know? Should be thinking about troubles that's coming. And you said, woe is me, woe is me. Who's going to deliver me in that day? Where the fear at? Guys ain't got fear no more. Niggas getting paid. And niggas getting recognition, man. Going on podcasts talking about your own life. Where the fuck they do that at? You got guys becoming Israelites, street teachers, and becoming millionaires. Fuck that. Where they is that possible when you're supposed to be hating? Somebody's selling out, man. Get the hell out of here. This devil. And then I seen a post with the small hat saying they want to defund preachers teaching hate speech. You know? So that's really because small hats, they getting tired of us. And especially the ones that got them 501s under the government contract. They're gonna do something about it. You know? If they can, they're gonna do something about it. They're gonna cut them funds and then you're gonna fall right back down here with us. And then you're gonna be talking about faith. Your whole doctrine gonna change. Faith, brothers. Faith. It's all about faith, because that's what it's all about. That money be talking to these guys, that demon, man. The love of money demon be talking to these guys. You wait till Esau snatch that money away. Then what? You know? How you gonna forget what to go? I would think you're gonna try to get back to the raw 100% truth. You know? But that pride is the motherfucker. Pride might just stop you. That right might just stop you, man. And then a lot of guys like Elder Apostles and the apostles, you know, all of them, they talk about certain guys leaving from the different camps. They don't even continue to teach. And that show you something. You got certain guys that may leave for GreatMillStone. Majority of them become bug outs. But at least some of them, they still go teach. But when them other camps, they lose and guys fall out, they don't even continue to teach. It's like they just disappear. They got all this bad stuff to say about the group they was in. And then after that, that's it. Why y'all ain't continue to teach? Because over there, it's not about faith. It's about man pleasing. The zombies. You can see it, man. You got eyes to see it. You can see it. Just look at the group. Look at the action and the things that come out of it. Why, but I think it is a group. I think the Apostle knows the brother. I don't know if he's still teaching that. Shaka. I forgot his name. But it's a guy that did come out of IUC. But majority of the guys that fall out of these different groups, they don't teach no more.
So this definition of incontinent, it says without self-control and
self-control.
yeah.
No? Go ahead.
It says intemperate. That's pretty much it.
You're supposed to have self-control when you're serving Yahawashi and teaching the scriptures. You know?
So
Sometimes you get passionate, you get excited, but at least that we're still coming out of the scriptures and edifying. You know? That's what's more important, edifying.
so it says
And also said in that same verse, it said they're truce breakers.
yeah.
Matthew 5 says that blessed are the peacemakers. So the men of the Lord are actually going to be bringing together this brotherhood. They're causing strife. They're actually breaking up the brotherhood. And they're doing it over pride. So that's a major vice.
What Esau wants too. Like Israelites started pagans. Like Israelites. Because that takes a distraction from what he's doing in the world. The Lord true prophets will stay on his ass, man. They're watchmen for Israel. Real watchmen.
It says
Because especially in the season that we're in right now, this late in the game, if you still can't see that the MOTV is the Seahid, then you're either a full-blown demon, right? Or you're not knowledgeable to be out there and teaching. But it most likely is that you're a full-blown demon because it's almost common sense.
I'm about to say both.
Yeah.
it says false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despite.
Lying. Start lying, yo. Right on camera. Just to protect the image. Lying, man.
Not only on men of the law, but on the word itself. They lied on the word. That's your past.
Right. It says despisers of those that are good.
They despise of those that are good. You know, brothers are teaching and correcting for the better, for the perfection.
Right.
You know, and it's for brotherly love. You know, there's some fellow Israelite over there. Hey, some Israelite, hey man, they come down channels, they come to GMS channels and they watch the videos and they get these topics. They still be over there in those groups. They don't give double honors, but they learning from GreatMillStone. They get into these different topics because why? The Lord gave the brothers a vision, man. All right, starting with Elder Apostle Sahar, his elders. All right, starting back Rabbi Abi Business, man. You know, because this vision, when you look it up, it also goes into not only just the sea, but it goes into makes you think. You know, so the GreatMillStone another topic, because you read something, you read some history, you read, another scripture that matched something, you got the meaning of a word. It be like that. It's like ongoing. So you gotta have discipline even in that, in your studying that.
It's beautiful. It's like, therefore, what's going into, therefore, we're actually still solidified that the apostles now go over things that they went over, brothers fight, they go over a while. And then that goes into Matthew 25, where they're going to come to the wise virgins and says, give us of your oil. Because they see that their leaders in heaven,
It says, traitors, heady, high-minded.
Yeah, they be trading on each other, right? But some of them be agents. Got a lot of agents, man. Seen that video, some guy was bringing up, trying to throw us in there, GMS, man, trying to throw brothers into the mix with this whole charade that's going on with ISUK and IUIC. We started mixing it, started throwing a clip back in 2005 for the apostles. Saying, going back and forth with,
that dude, Safari, they brought up brothers out there in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
Like, oh, they move. Even the apostle said, yeah, brothers should move, but at the same time, they kept it spiritual.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta understand too. The moment I was, dudes came hustling like that. And I was looking at that video, and it was spirit. If you showed me that video on Saturday, and then like that week, all that stuff started coming back out. I was like, that's a spirit. He just had showed me that video, man. Before all this shit took place. But
Just actually talking about, like the actual cat out was spot too. That's crazy. Yeah.
It says, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High.
I mean, I too, man, the traders, man, reminds me of fallout books. That's why you never fall out of this truth.
Yeah, man.
That makes you a fucking trader, right? To Yahawashi. And even like it's showing Game of Thrones, man, if you run over from the battlefield, you can't come back. Right? If you do come back, they're gonna put you to death, man, because you pretty much betrayed your brothers on the battlefield. So, all you fallout boys, y'all traded Yahawashi. That should be fair and faithful for us brothers to keep going, man.
Esau that has no integrity, he calls that boy able. How much more Yahawashi?
I want to mention Game of Thrones and that the group you're talking about was called the Black Watch. It's like they're the watchmen. The Night's Watch. The king of the Night's Watch. They had the watch of the forbidden, unknown area. Just in case something happens, they're the ones to protect that gate or to tell the people of that kingdom, like, look, we're being attacked, whatever. Because why? They're the watchmen, and that's what we're doing now.
This is the last verse. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, for such turn away.
Quote scriptures, but really when you go into the scriptures, you don't want to hear about it.
Right.
This is Hebrews chapter 10 and 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them drawn back into perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. So it's heavy, man. We're not of them that draw back. We're of them, all right, that go to the end.
What does it say about confidence?
It says, cast not away therefore your confidence, which have great recompense of reward.
Confidence means literally with faith. With faith. So if you cast off your faith, you're passed out. There's no way to make it. There's no way to please the Lord. And a lot of these fallout boys, the 2/3, that's what they've done. They've casted off the faith.
You got something to fall back on. You can't forget about that, man. It works. That's something to fall back on. Your prayers, your lessons. That's something to fall back on. So that you got something to reason with the Lord. You can't forget about that.
Deposit into your spiritual account.
That's how confidence.
A lot of y'all gonna be negative on that day.
I don't like to get the NIV version of that. Hebrews 10:35 says, so do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded.
Richly.
something real quick. This is Rawchaa 2 and 11. For the Lord is full of compassion. 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see that ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. All scriptures. One more. Sirach chapter 10.
Real quick, that verse right there, the beautiful verse, it just shows that you have to hold fast, no matter what in times of affliction. It could look like all odds are set against you, just like the accounts of Yahawashi and the disciples and all the men of the Lord that had. Look at Moses that had an army against him. Nothing. There's no adversary too big if the Most High is with you. And maybe we can close on that. It's like if the Most High is with you, who can be against you?
In Psalm 21, it says that too, as the prayer Psalm 21, King David said, he not slumber nor sleep, he's watching. That means he always watching.
I was gonna say,
Lord always watching you. Make prayers. Lord knows. Before you even make a prayer, he knows. The Lord exists. Trust him. It's telling you here. The faith the Lord gave me, the Lord exists. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because it says, look at the generations of old. If we want to feel like, if we want to, in other words, we're feeling down or not feeling really good or confident, we look at those accounts, man. We go resort back to the days of old, okay, and that's gonna comfort us in the times to come,
And think upon our own experiences, man. Our own
Yeah,
personal
that's a
testimonies.
fact.
I drove past a sign that said, preserve your precious memory. And I just took that as a spirit. The dreams that you, your individual self may have, the things that you, your individual self has been through, man. Yeah, preserve your precious memory. Now be faithful as well to yourself, man. To the Lord.
Hey, that's the last one. Romans 8:31. What shall we say then to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
Right. The Lord is with you. Nobody can be against you. Esau cannot be against you. He can. Guess what? The Most High is going to work in your favor. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory
To Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
double honors to our apostles.